continuing with the part 3 chapter electrolysis. Now before we actually go to the observations and the equations part which are involved in this chapter, and the some examples where we have to study the observations and what are the reactions happening at the cathode and anode. Still we are continuing with the basic introduction of the chapter. So today we will be discussing that what is an electrolytic cell. See, electrolytic cell is also called the voltameter, and basically you can see in the diagram that it's a non-conducting vessel. Means we have to ensure that the vessel that has been selected to make the electrolytic cell should be non-conducting. That is, it should not itself get involved in the reaction. Secondly, in the electrolytic cell you can see that there are two metal plates. One is cathode and one is anode, and so basically a conducting vessel, a non-conducting vessel supported with two electrodes, and it is immersed in a solution of electrolyte. Now what's an electrolyte? Electrolyte is any chemical substance in aqueous or molten state that will allow electricity to pass through them. Now in the electrolytic cells, they requires an outside source of battery, and it should be a DC source, not AC source. The reason will be told to you in the coming up topics. So basically an electrolytic cell, which is also called a voltameter. And what is the function of the voltameter? The function of the voltameter is with the electrical energy will change into chemical energy. So here on passing of this electric current, what will happen? A chemical reaction will take place. So this is electrolytic cell. Now you can see electrochemical cell is also mentioned. So electrochemical cell is exactly opposite of electrolytic cell. In electrochemical cell, it's a device. It is used to convert chemical energy into electrical energy. But in our electrolytic cell, we convert electrical energy into chemical energy. So kindly note the difference between the electrochemical cell and electrolytic cell. Now, what are electrodes? Electrodes are the two metal plates. They can be wires also. They can be graphite rods also, or the gas carbon rods also, that are immersed in the electrolyte. And these are the plates or the wires through which the current enters and leaves. So what will be the definition of electrode? If you are asked to write, you should write that they are the metal plates. Please specify metal plates, that they are the metal plates through which the current enters and leaves the electrolytic cell. So they are called electrodes. Now the electrode that is connected to the positive terminal of the battery is called anode, and the electrode which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery is called cathode. When the current is turned on, the cathode becomes the negative electrode by which the electrons enter the electrolyte, and anode becomes the positive electrode by which the electrons leave the electrolyte. So anode is connected to the positive terminal and cathode is connected to the negative terminal. Now how to remember? See, anode means add. A for anode, A for add, that is positive. So it means anode is always connected to positive. Now cathode, so anions, they are negative. So A goes to A. So anion goes to anode, cation positive goes to cathode. So A to A, C to C. This is how you have to remember, because this thing you have to keep in mind when you have to take a write an observation in the upcoming topics. So A goes to A, C goes to C. That is, anion goes to anode and cation goes to cathode. Now this table 6.3, the difference between anode and cathode. Anode is the anode is the electrode that is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. Underline, cathode is the electrode that is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. A goes to A, so anions migrate to anode. C goes to C, so cations migrate to cathode. Now anode is an oxidizing electrode. Why? Because oxidation takes place here. This point will become more clearer as we will take up examples. So name the oxidizing electrode, anode. Name the reducing electrode, cathode. Please underline this point number 3, oxidizing electrode and reducing electrode. Now, what are ions? Ions are basically the atoms or group of atoms that carry a positive or negative charge. Now, atoms which carry a positive charge, they are called cations, and the atoms which carry a negative charge, they are called anions. So, the charge on an ion, positive or negative, is equal to the valency of an atom or the ion. Now, cation and anion table. Most of the things that we are discussing in this video are known to you. They are the fundamentals, but we have to revise before we actually go to the basic or the most important part of the chapter. Now, cations, they are positively charged. Anions are negatively charged. C goes to C, so cations, they migrate to cathode, and A goes to A, so anions, they migrate to anode during electrolysis. Now, what do the cations, they go and do there when they go to the cathode? When they go to the cathode, they gain electrons. That is, when the cations, they go to the cathode, they take the electrons from the cathode and get reduced to become a neutral atom. For example, here it is written Ca2 plus, Na plus, Al3 minus. So when Na plus and Ca2 plus and Al3 plus migrate or flow with the current, now when they reach to the cathode, what will happen to them? So Ca2 plus will be accepting 2 electrons because it has power 2. So it will be accepting 2 electrons, and Ca2 plus will get reduced because it is going to accept electrons. So Ca2 plus will accept 2 electrons equal to the charge, and it will become Ca, neutral, and then it will get deposited on the cathode. Now similarly, on the anion side, what is happening? Anions, they are negatively charged. Now anions, what do? See, anions are negative ions, so they go to the anode. Now what do they do there? They lose their electrons, and once they lose their electron, they get oxidized. That is why we say, what happens at anode? You say oxidation. That is why it is called oxidizing electrode. What happens at cathode? You say reduction. So that is why it is called reducing electrode. So I hope these few basic terms are clear, and then these are very important fundamental things which will be required to understand the application part of the chapter. So kindly go through these concepts again and again, because you have to have a basic, fundamental and a strong background in these concepts to understand the few examples which we are going to take up as per your syllabus, because they give those examples and put questions on that regarding the equation writing and the observation. So if this thing is not clear, that who will undergo oxidation and who will undergo reduction, you may write incorrect answers. So that will be all for this video. Thank you.